You step outside around 6:37. That's when I think a lot of us are going to be breaking into the 60s. Some of us are there already. Brenham 68 degrees this morning. Tomball, you're waking up at 69. Pearland 71. IAH at 70. Galveston still at 75. But this is just the very beginning of this cooler, drier air settling in. The next few mornings will be even cooler. So if you step outside and you don't notice the changes just yet, don't be disappointed. I think your Saturday and Sunday morning are going to be even better. But look, already a 4-degree drop inside the loop, 5-degree drop in Waller. Sugar Land, you're waking up 3 degrees cooler than where you were yesterday. Your Friday forecast looks beautiful. Yes, once the sun does come up, we are going to be warming up. Temperatures this afternoon, upper 80s to right around 90 degrees by 4 o'clock. This is still a few degrees above average for the afternoons, but let's focus on the good stuff, guys. The mornings are always going to be a little bit nicer. Jen, hopefully traffic speeds. Dew points are anywhere between the 50s and the 60s. Even at 60, it's already nice and comfortable. In fact, look at the dew point scale. So this measures moisture in the air. All summer long, we're anywhere between 70 to 75, sometimes even higher. So that brings you that instant sweat feel. As those dew points drop to 60 or below, that is dry and refreshing. That is what is in store for our Friday, and temperatures are already starting to reflect that. So under dry conditions, first of all, we don't have cloud cover, so we get radiational cooling. The heat during the day escapes back out into space during the overnight hours. So the Woodlands sitting at around 67 degrees for this morning, and the Heights, though, still at 71. So if you step outside, don't be too disappointed just yet, because throughout the next couple of hours, temperatures are going to start to drop into the upper 60s. Now, under clear skies, we do get pretty warm during the afternoon. So Jen, I know you still like it a little bit on the warm side. Yeah, I wanted to give you an update on our named list for the Atlantic Basin, because we've checked off another name. So we've been tracking Jerry the last few days, and now Karen has popped up during the overnight hours. She is a tropical storm. Up next is Lorenzo, Melissa, and then Nestor. But let's check in on what we've got going on right now. So yes, 2 tropical storms in the Atlantic Basin. You notice none of these are a concern for the continental U.S., which is great. Karen, by the way, is only going to be a short-lived tropical storm, already forecast to become a remnant low by tomorrow. So not only a fish storm, but a very short one. Tropical storm Jerry, on the other hand, is going to stick around for a few more days. However, the forecast is trending on the more favorable side. This was going to go towards Bermuda. Now it has shifted its track towards the east. And because of that, it's got a lesser chance to have any land impacts for Bermuda, which is fantastic. Not to mention, it's also lost its intensity. It was expected to become a Cat 1 hurricane. Now the National Hurricane Center is maintaining its tropical storm strength through the weekend into next week, when it's expected to fizzle out in the central Atlantic. Okay, back here to the good stuff. Now that we got the forecast for the hurricane season out of the way, let's have a look at our local forecast for today through the weekend, because that is going to be the big talker. It is a really nice one. 70 degrees right now. Sunrise is at 7:20. As the sun starts coming up, that's when you're really going to get the good stuff, because right now we're just filtering in the dry and the cooler air. We're going to feel a little bit more over the next few hours. 75 in Galveston, 67 for Brenham, so upper 60s for our northern cities and counties, 69 for Tomball. You'll notice the 24-hour temperature change anywhere between 1 to 5 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday, so already seeing improvements, and a really notable improvement, the dew points. So now those have dropped to around 56, 59, upper 50s to low 60s. Anything that's at that 60 threshold or below, which we're at all day today, means the air is dry and refreshing. It's going to feel so nice. So this morning is lovely. This afternoon gets warm under clear skies. We're still on track to get to the upper 80s to maybe right around 90 degrees. I think 90 is your high temperature in Houston. Then look at this. Overnight, tonight into tomorrow, my goodness, we get the low 60s area wide, and some of us are even going to get down to the upper 50s. So this weekend is beautiful. Low 60s both Saturday and Sunday. We start to slowly increase those temperatures as we head into next week. Afternoon temperatures for our weekend also lovely. I'm looking at the upper 80s both Saturday and Sunday, so we get the best of the best. No rain, which is fantastic for anything you have planned outside, going to the park, going on your outdoor runs. But I do want to see some rain start to filter into the 7-day forecast, because look at this. We're already starting to see a moderate drought starting to approach Harris County, and the long-range outlook shows we're going to be pretty dry. The 7-day reflects that. Look at that. No rain chances any day in the 7-day forecast. I don't know, Jen. This is really, really nice. We want the rain for the drought. We definitely do. But look at that. I mean, this is one of the best looking 7-day forecasts I have seen in a long, long time.
Oh my goodness, and it's a lot.
Hey, that's opening up a can of worms though. How many of your pets are gonna need mugshots now that they're incorporating animals into the legal business? 24-hour temperature change shows we are down by 2 degrees in Houston, not bad, but down by 5 in Waller. Sugar Land, you're waking up 4 degrees cooler than where you were yesterday. Things are dark and early for now. Sunrise isn't until 7:20, but check this out. Temperatures are already cooling off. Upper 60s for our northern cities and counties. So Brenham, you're waking up at 67, 68 for Tomball. Bush has dropped down into the upper 60s. I told you, you just have to wait just a little while longer. While we're at 69, we've got about an hour for those temperatures to continue to trickle down. So if you're not quite in the 60s in your neighborhood just yet, don't worry, there is plenty of hope ahead. Now this afternoon does get warm. Clear skies means we jump up to around 90 degrees. That's your high temperature at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 91 if you're in Sugar Land, 89 in Spring, 89 in Tomball. But look at tomorrow morning. Low 60s everywhere, even some upper 50s. I know you're looking at this and thinking, man, how can I make the most of this weekend? If you're planning on a little getaway, Jen, what can folks look forward to in a